Welcome to The Explainer. We're here to break down the stories and ideas that grab you and just won't let go.
So, today, we are diving headfirst into the world of Clone Warrior. And this is a story that kicks off with a choice. A really desperate one. Is it a gift? Is it a curse? Or, like the quote says, maybe it's both.
All right, here's our game plan. We're going to follow our guy, Alex Hunter, through his desperate choice. Let's call it cursed gift he gets. How he multiplies his training, his first real fight, and how he becomes, well, a one-man army. Let's do this.
So let's set the scene. Our hero, Alex, is in a really tough spot. His mom is incredibly sick, and his only shot at saving her is this thing called an uncut awakening gem. And this is a total gamble, you know? It's a source of power so volatile it could just as easily kill him as it could give him the abilities he needs.
And look, this isn't just some power fantasy trip for him. This is a flat-out race against the clock. He has to get strong enough, fast enough to gather the ingredients for this legendary panacea, basically a cure-all. It's a quest his own father couldn't pull off in over a decade. So yeah, no pressure, right?
Okay, so the gem actually works. But, and this is a huge but, it gives him two abilities that are basically polar opposites. They're at war with each other, and this paradox is what's going to shape his entire story.
So check this out. On one hand, he gets this absolutely insane ability to create perfect clones of himself. But on the other hand, he gets hit with mana null. This completely cuts him off from all the magic in the world. So think about it. He's a warrior in a world full of mages with a power that seems like it should need mana, but he has none. How does that even work?
And this is the real game changer. Any skill his clones learn, any training they go through, he absorbs it all, instantly the moment the clone is gone. This isn't just good multitasking, this is an engine for growth that is completely off the charts. It's a shortcut to mastery that no one has ever seen before.
But of course, a power like this isn't free. There's always a catch, right? And this one is a physical one. Just keeping a single clone active leaves him totally out of breath. When he pushes it to 3 clones, his body is screaming in agony. His stamina is just tanking. So he's constantly in this strategic dilemma. How much can he push for growth before his own body just completely gives out on him?
So how does he take this curse, this paradox, and turn it into a weapon? Let's get into the training montage, but, multiplied.
So at the very beginning, Alex is a total nobody, a blank slate, 0 skills, no class, nothing. He's literally starting from scratch. But then, in what feels like no time at all, look at this. His skill sheet just explodes. He has clones training around the clock, one on swords, another on conditioning, and he accomplishes in just a few days what would take any normal person years of nonstop work. It's just insane.
Now here's where it gets really clever. He gets injured, right? But he realizes that with his 3 clones active, his own body, the original, is also gaining skill experience in natural healing. So get this, he's not just training 4 times faster, he's actually healing 4 times faster too. This just shows you the mind-bending potential of his power. Okay, but all this super fast growth, all this power, it runs headfirst into a brick wall of reality when he and his clones face their first real life-or-death fight.
And this is where we see the brutal catch. This isn't some clean video game mechanic. Sure, the skill points transfer over, but that raw, terrifying, gut-punch experience of combat, that doesn't. And what's worse, the pain is absolutely real. Every hit a clone takes feels like a phantom wound on his own body. They aren't just disposable copies, they are him, and he feels their suffering.
And this gets driven home in the most horrific way possible. One of his clones gets horribly injured in a fight. An eye is punctured. And this clone, a perfect copy of himself, is on the ground begging Alex to kill him, to end the pain. He has to literally watch his own face twisted in agony before he can dispel him. What a traumatic lesson to learn. Every time a clone dies, it's like a little piece of him commits suicide.
So, yeah, that experience, that changes everything. It forces Alex to completely rethink his strategy. He can't just throw his clones away like they're training dummies anymore. He has to start thinking like a commander, like a leader of a squad.
And we see this new strategic brain in action during this really cool, complex heist to get his mom's medicine. He uses multiple clones, all in perfect coordination. Some are distractions, one is on stealth and infiltration, others are on retrieval. It's this beautiful, precise operation that only a single mind controlling multiple bodies could ever pull off.
So to make this new strategy work, he starts picking up skills not just for himself as a lone fighter, but for a whole combat unit. He's learning leadership, marksmanship for some ranged firepower, shield proficiency to create a defensive wall. See what he's doing? He's not just building a warrior anymore, he's building an entire army of one. And here's what that looks like. You get this powerful, highly specialized warrior with a skill set designed not just to fight, but to lead and operate as a totally self-sufficient army. His growth isn't just about raw power now, it's about tactical genius.
So his entire journey is just this constant, terrifying balancing act. On one side, you have this infinite potential for growth, for strategy. But on the other side, you've got this immense physical drain and the absolutely crushing psychological weight of experiencing his own death over and over and over again.
And just when you think you know where this is going, everything gets turned on its head. During a crazy battle, one of his clones is dying. And in those last few moments, Alex gets this flash of insight, and it's a terrifying one. All the weird monster attacks, the massive army buildup he's been seeing, it's not for some petty war between kingdoms. No, it's for a world-ending apocalypse.
And that just leaves us with this huge, looming question, right? When the entire world is about to end, what is the true cost of fielding an army of yourself? In a war for survival, how many times can one person be asked to die? What's the real price for his body and his mind of fielding an army made from a single, suffering soul?